Obviously, running 38 miles is going to be a bit of a sufferfest, but if I had a little more experience, this is what I would have told myself the night before running my first ultra. Hey everybody, my name's Keegan. I'm a naval officer, and this is where I like to talk about adventures I'm going on and things that I'm learning. Here are 6 things that I wish I could have whispered into my ear the night before running my first ultra. Number 1, hike run is cool. So the trail I chose is along Skyline in the Santa Cruz Mountains, which is the mountain range that separates Santa Cruz from the South Peninsula of the Bay Area. It's where I grew up. I had always wanted to try and do this trail. Anyways, so run hike. I've never run 38 miles before. I've done 2 marathons, and those hurt, but my goal in the marathon is usually just to try to run the whole thing. I try to beat a certain time, and so for this hike I chose 6 hours as my time, but really my goal was just to finish it. And I told myself, if I have to walk sections, then I'll go ahead and walk, but I wasn't sure how walking would fit into my plan of, well, I'm gonna finish this in 6 hours, and because I'm trying to coordinate a pickup as well. Anyways, it turns out run hike is cool, and you can get a very respectable 10-minute per mile. And I'll kind of show you my pace. I guess it was all over the place, but to see more on my pace, let's go over to Strava.
It's just a look at my pace for the whole run, just taken from Strava. You can see like a lot of when I'm fast, when I'm slow, when I'm fast, when I'm slow, which maybe not the best thing, but who knows. Anyways, my fastest was here. What was that? Like mile 21. So apparently I was able to almost do a 9-minute mile. And then near the end, anything after mile 26, I think, or maybe it was after mile 30. Anything after mile 26 I remember feeling in pretty rough shape. Obviously my slowest was right here. But a lot of this stuff, like this hill right here, I was doing run hike this whole time. And yeah, I was able to eke out a respectable pace through most of that. And I even, somewhere in here, I ate a sandwich too. That would have been, maybe that was here. Yeah, this was about when I was eating that peanut butter and honey sandwich.
Number 2, pack more food than you budget for. Again, I was planning to do this for 6 hours. I usually eat these goos when I go on long runs. Pretty tasty, and yeah, actually I really like these. But so I was planning to do 1 per hour, but I only brought 4 because my thought process was, well, those last 2 hours I'll just kind of gut it out, and I'll probably be more focused on getting through the pain than I am on eating or whatever. Now, turns out that was probably the best time to eat, and I didn't have enough food for that. So luckily, I had a secret weapon. I had a peanut butter and honey sandwich that I wasn't planning to eat until I finished, and I was waiting for my pickup. But at about the 5-hour mark, well, I guess it was about 20 minutes after the 5-hour mark, because I wasn't sure, hey, am I going to have this food or whatever. I busted out that peanut butter and honey sandwich, and it was just awesome. So probably, this not only just bring a lot of food. Food is delicious, and food is great when you're running. So I think that's kind of the summary. Yeah, number 2, bring a lot of food. Number 3, test your earbuds fit wet. So when I go on long runs, I wear these Beats Flex, mostly because they have a much longer battery life. Now the AirPods is what I usually wear, but I'm testing out these because I want to wear them when I'm hiking the Pacific Crest Trail. So let's see, which one's the left one? I always have to look. I'll show some pictures. Jeez, I suck at these. The conditions were pretty misty, and apparently my left ear canal is larger than my right ear canal, and this thing just kept popping out. So you'll see I stuffed it kind of into my vest. But I don't know, maybe get these wet and try that out. Yeah. Number 4. Okay, this is one of my bigger ones. Use the screen lock feature on your electronics. So I was, again, for my upcoming Pacific Crest Trail hike, I'm testing out this Garmin InReach Mini. The screen lock feature is very easy. You just hold down this thing, and then it'll say lock screen. You might have to select it using one of these buttons, but press OK, and it'll lock the screen. Let's see if I can show you that. Press OK. Boom, screen locked. Now when you press these buttons, nothing. Now when you press these buttons, you get the little lock symbol. Yeah, which is cool because this thing stopped sending my position about halfway through my hike and didn't pick up until I was back eating a burger and a milkshake. It's possible it just wasn't getting signal, or I had it kind of stuffed down here in my pack. So yeah, I don't know. Just need to do more testing with this, but everything else failed because of the screen lock feature. So my iPhone was disabled. Again, all you have to do is just press this button and it'll lock your screen. For whatever reason, I wasn't doing that. And last one, my headlamp. I did use a headlamp in the morning. Yeah, my headlamp won't turn off now. Number 5, try to poo. So I had a delicious breakfast. I had a Mars flavored Krispy Kreme donut in honor of the Perseverance touching down on Mars. That was dope. Had some coffee. Of course, coffee is good to jolt the system. And I tried to poo that morning, but wasn't happening for me. And hopped in the car and drove to the trailhead, which was about a 45 minute drive. And I definitely could have dumped out at the trailhead there. They even had a porta potty, but for whatever reason, I think I was just so antsy to get started that yeah, I didn't use that porta potty, and I had to use the old mile 3 porta potty, which yeah, there's no porta potty at mile 3. Tip number 6. So expect to be sore for 4 or more days. My hamstrings and calves were definitely feeling the worst of it. I wasn't sure how long I was going to be sore for. It turned out I was able to start running again about 4 days after. Probably could have done it sooner if I wanted to, but I was kind of, just in relax mode. And I wasn't really feeling tip-top until 7 days after, which I ended up playing some soccer on day 7 and getting these gigantic blisters. So running 38 miles also does not make your feet impervious to blisters. Luckily, my running shoes were great. I had 0 problems with blisters from the run. It was just the quick movements of soccer and the cleats that I haven't worn in about 5 years that caused me to get those. So this was kind of a race and like a big thing that I wanted to do. And sometimes you got to do that. You got to go out and try your hardest and push your body and see the limits. But ultimately, in the grand scheme of training, I think I really agree with the people who say you always want to leave something in the tank, at least as far as training goes. Because right now I've been out for 2 weeks from running, and yeah, so my training gains probably would have been bigger without doing this big run. But I mean, that's why we train in the first place, right? Is to go on these big adventures and be ready for them. Thank you for watching this video. Did you know that YouTube gives you a whole bunch of other videos recommended based on what you're watching? Crazy. If you're just laying in bed, thinking about running, not actually running, go check out one of those videos.